the Sounders had a big week.
Yeah.
Does that, knowing where they are now in the standings and then where that puts you guys, what kind of pressure does it put on you going to Colorado?
Yeah, I think you always had you always got your eyes on the table and watching games, and I think you knew with games at hand the way they're playing they're going to pick up points. So it obviously makes you realize how important these last three are, and how important this next one in particular is to make sure that we get on the right side of the table.
Obviously, the road. You guys finally did get a road win in CONCACAF. You still haven't done it in MLS, but knowing that you're probably going to need to get a win here in one of these road games at least. How's kind of the approach in the group, the confidence in you guys going on the road?
Yeah, I think like you said, it wasn't an MLS game, but to pick up a result the way it happened in El Salvador, I think you take a lot of confidence out of that, and it brings the group together. I think being on the road for 5 days in the environments that we were in, you learn from that and you gain experience from that. So I think the group realizes the importance of these games coming up, and in Colorado in particular, that it's time to pick it up on the road and make sure we get ourselves in a good position in those last 2 games to really make a push for the playoffs.
Sometimes when you're hanging right at the line, you can go like, well, we might get some help. You guys may not get any help, so you got to help yourselves. That's kind of the mentality now.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the table, the reality is we might have to win all 3 to get in. And so it makes it pretty easy going to these games. It's not about, early on in the season you can go on the road and say, get a point out of it and be happy. But in the current situation, we've got to go on the road and get 3 points.
Does that change your approach at all, knowing that a draw might not even be good enough, that you really need to look for these wins right now?
I mean, I don't know if it necessarily changes our approach, because we go into every game thinking that we're going to win, and going in, whether it's home or on the road, to get 3 points. But I think, maybe especially in these last couple games, if it's tied late, maybe you push to get 3 points, depending on where other teams are at.
And obviously, it's always difficult right now. The table looks difficult, but this is kind of the exact same situation you guys were at this point last season. Does that give you guys any confidence, knowing what you were able to do in the final 3 games last year?
Yeah, I think so. It's in the back of your mind of even going into the last game last year, we didn't know if we were going to be out of the playoffs or finish where we did in third. So it seems to always come down to the last few games. The last couple of years it's come down to the last game, whether you're in or not. And I mean, it'll probably be very similar this year, but we realize the importance of this week. The first 2 are over, and now we look forward to the Colorado game.
Cool. Jack, thanks, man.